I originally was going to have a thing of popcorn with me for this bit and then eat popcorn and stare at the screen, but I, I don't have the energy to do it right now. I've spent the past, I don't know how long, maybe about 3 days doing my research, spending some time looking at old forum posts. Thank you to the people who are posting the old MO1 forum posts on Reddit. Um, as well as just looking through the Discord. I joined the unofficial Discord. God, I remember shitting on that in one of my first videos where I said people were yelling, join the unofficial Discord. Mods are cringe. Uh, I'm kind of uh, I'm kind of just disappointed. I really am. I'm hella disappointed. I'm not going to focus on Talus Confederation today. For those of you just tuning in who have no idea what's going on, a Talus Confederation member was caught duping pets and butchering them. A streamer basically came in, saw it, took a screenshot. Everyone started killing everything, and it was just kind of crazy what was going on. I've already spoke to the person. They've gotten banned, but what I do want to cover is the developers kind of track record with all this garbage, as well as really how I feel about this and how other people feel about this. Just kind of moving into things here. I just want to repeat that the guy who did the duping was banned, which is great because a exploit deserves punishment. That's something that we have to kind of keep moving forward and understand that if you're exploiting, if you're doing any of this stuff, you should be punished, at least on a release of a game, right? So there's something here also that I want to add is we're acting like this game is a release right now. We're just right here in this conversation, this argument, we're acting like this game is a release. If this game wasn't a release, it was an alpha or beta or whatever you want, it is a game that you should be breaking. It is a game that you should be finding exploits and reporting them, should be bringing to light any sort of holes in the back end, so that way people who end up playing in the release end up enjoying the game and not being bogged down by issues like this. For example, an overinflated economy, if this person went as far as to, pushing all these resources into the market, that could destroy a market. Or, different types of aspects from exploiting that could cause different effects into the game itself. So we're playing on the idea here that this is a released game. Now, if you are exploiting, right? If you are purposely exploiting, you deserve to be removed from the game. The problem here that lies is there have been numerous complaints previously. The real problem here that lies is there's a lot of backdoors that are available with alt servers. There's a lot of problems, a lot of issues that can happen. I'm going to just use one as an example. Is you can definitely do dupes over alt servers. It's possible, all right? I remember seeing some people defending it, saying that it's not possible. I don't know what he was doing. He definitely wasn't cheating. No, you can do dupes over alt servers. You can. You can do it with pets. You can do it with items. You can do it on the server mesh lines, by the way. This is something that you can actually do. And unfortunately, this is something that people knew about in MO1, and this is stuff that people know about now in MO2, and they've known about it for a while. Now, God bless Robmo and his soul trying to play damage control right now, as he made a huge post basically stating, like, look, this is regarding the Petgate crap, and this is what needs to happen. This is what they're going to be doing. They're looking at temporary bans. They're doing research, blah, blah, blah. This person did have alt accounts where, those are probably going to get removed as well. Which really doesn't solve the problem. And this is where I get into the fun part, right? I'm done talking about the person who did the issue. I'm done talking about the person who duped. That's it. I'm now going to talk about the developers. It seems like every step we take, we being the developers and the community together, there's something wrong. Haven, bags. I don't know if anyone remembers that. But that was fun. Getting a lot of items in gold over from Haven. There was some duping in Haven. There's something you can do with mail. I'm just trying to think of things on the top of my head here of all the different issues that you can cause. One in particular, I actually loved this one. Someone caught it on my stream. Someone was watching my stream and actually saw this. We were able to duplicate player models. We duplicated someone's player model So that way they were in one place at one time and another place at another time. And we were able to affect both player models. No matter what, we could affect both player models. If we went a little bit further than that, more than likely we could have duplicated stuff. And unfortunately, my video is still up there. Sure, you can go on there and go see it. You can probably test it out yourself. It'll happen. It's funny as fuck how you can do it. I don't quite understand why the developers are well aware of issues in their game. And it's like what I said, the whole video where I said, get me to Henrik. Like, someone send this to Henrik so he can see it. Why are we aware of all these bugs and exploits in the background like we were in MO1? There was someone who posted something on Reddit. I said this in the beginning of the video, where they posted every single forum post, not every single one, obviously, but a huge amount of forum posts where people were complaining about duping, people complaining about other things before the release of MO1, as well as during the release of MO1. But people are aware of this, right? So what are the developers doing? I remember in Rob Mo's post, he was saying something about temporary bans and all this other stuff. It's like, this isn't the only thing that people are doing. If I could recreate a bug where I can create two people in one place, and I can do that on accident, right? I'm not purposely doing it. I did it on accident. If I can do that, the game still has issues. It's the same thing I say about Star Citizen. If you go into Star Citizen, you are going to realize so many different bugs and issues. And that is just a product of shitty coding, a shitty backend, or modules that they purchased from a store, an asset store, to plug and play into this game that they have no idea how it works. And I'm going to say they're inexperienced and they have no idea what's going on. And unfortunately, we end up getting the shit under the stick. There are people who are abusing various different facets of this game. It's apparent, right? Talos Confederation isn't the only group that I've heard, right? Let's say TC doesn't do any of this stuff. Let's say they're innocent except for one dude, right? Just push it off. There are numerous things I've seen. You can exploit guards very easily in towns. There are broken guards and you can break guards. All right. You can line of sight them on rooftops so that they can't get to you. And you can freely kill people. Tell me how these things, everything that you can do, think about it. Think about all these different things, right? Inventory bags, your personal inventory, bank, horse inventory, and just these things in general in a database, and how easily these can be manipulated and easily they can break. I've gotten double bags before. It's happened. I've also been able to access the bag and then access the bag again to get the same shit out of the bag. And that's just inventory, right? That's just the inventory. That's just one thing, one aspect. Now think of everything else, and it's going to bubble over. It's going to turn into something that's unmanageable. It's nearly incomprehensible to me that the developers can sit back and understand that their game is broken, buggy, and shittily put together, and then try to push new content out without fixing it. If you guys go back into my older videos, you will see that I have complained about this with Star Citizen. I have complained about this with Starbase. I have complained about developers not following through with fixing their game. CIG sucks at fixing their game, because every time they push something in Star Citizen that's new and improved, it breaks something else. And then when they go to fix it, they break something else. And then it's an entire month of broken shit that they just keep breaking. Spaghetti code. Just shitty back end. And now we see this huge list of stuff that's going to change. We're going to see bounty hunting and new reputation system with new colors and new everything. It's like, no, that's not going to work. You already have a buggy game. It hurts my fucking brain. It's like, what are you going to do? You're just going to attach more shit to it, more code? You're going to staple some fucking code to it and hope that it works? This reputation system is garbage. It's fucking horrible. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? You're just going to staple shit onto there and hope it works. Now, this is me just doomsaying, right? Like, I could be completely wrong. You know, we could be sitting here and all of a sudden the update comes out on the 18th, which I don't think it's going to happen, but it might. Who knows? But we're going to see that release, and then what's going to happen? We're going to get more exploits. We're going to get more problems. We're going to get a reputation system that gets completely fucked. We're going to have a bounty system that doesn't work. The thing that bothers me is whenever I bring these kinds of things up, I'm usually met with resistance. I'm usually met with people who say, well, this game's the best thing that I've ever experienced, so why the fuck are you complaining about it? Please leave. And I really don't understand that mentality, because if you're going to say you don't like it, leave, then what does that say about your personality, where you don't understand that things need to change? You don't understand that you need to reanalyze your foundation if more than just one person is complaining about a problem. What happens when it's 20 to 30 people or more, entire guilds leaving a game because of how bad it is, how buggy it is, how many exploits that you can pull off to screw people over, hackers rampant in the game? We've seen it ourselves, we've caught it, we've sent it to the GMs, and we are met with nothing. We are met with nothing but silence. What do you do then? The same people who are telling you to leave the game because you're probably some try-hard little PvEer. You're happy with the game where you can just sit and mine all day and you get upset because you get ganked once. That's what they're saying to you. But instead, how many people have to leave the game before you finally sit and go, if you don't like it, just leave. And the population sits at 1,800 people in closing. Yeah, you can say the whole one server thing fixed, but it only fixed itself because the server population dropped below 2,000. What happens then? What happens then when we sit and we're told just deal with it? It's a good game, right? It's so fulfilling. It's amazing. All these different aspects. We love the PvE's fun. There's nothing else you're going to find out there that's, as good. No. We need more people speaking up. We need more people asking questions. This isn't a release of a game. This isn't. This is a beta. That's all it is. This is a fucking beta. This is a game that is not fully tested out, that did not need to be released this early, and this is a game that we need to put our time and effort into trying to fix. However, that's not going to happen, because the same people who do the exploits do not want the GMs to fix it. They want to sit back and continue to exploit. They want to sit back and continue to use a small development team as their friends, as their best friends, as the people they communicate every day with. They want to sit and enjoy it because they get the perks of the game. They get the perks of being able to manipulate the back end. But the second someone else does something, they're going to get banned. Who else is abusing all these different aspects? It just makes you think. How many other things are broken in the game? Horses getting stuck on server mesh lines, and then when you log out and go into an alt server, being able to access them. And then going back to your main server, and now you have a second horse. It kind of makes you wonder. It kind of makes you wonder about the status of the game. The overwhelming pushback on people who ask questions and people who push for the truth with things like, if you don't like it, leave, is nothing but just a toxic chorus. It doesn't ask questions. It doesn't promote a healthy atmosphere for the game. In older games, when we were younger, when we were able to actually enjoy these MMOs that were full-length MMOs, not early access, there was never, if you don't like it, leave. There was always developers preening through the community, learning about what's better, learning about forum posts and all different types of reactions to new content. From a developer standpoint, you need to listen to your community. There's a lot of people who say, oh, well, they can't listen to the PvEers because the PvEers don't want PvP, or don't listen to the RPers because the RPers don't want PvP. We're sitting here with multiple communities that are divided, that don't quite understand that it's not just PvEers sitting here saying they want just like a flagging system or something. They just want reputation fixed. They just want these bugs fixed. They want the people to stop exploiting. They want people to move forward with a game, to make it better, to turn it into something that can rival EverQuest, RuneScape, old school WoW, Star Wars Galaxies, any of these games. They held water when we were younger, and yeah, sure, that can be a bit of my nostalgia rubbing in, telling me that I want to go back and play these old games. And I have. I can use SWG for an example, as I've gone back to the EMU multiple times. The communities there are thriving and looking for something new and entertaining to keep their game alive. But instead, We have these small communities playing Star Wars Galaxies and Emu for Star Wars Galaxies that have made their own custom content are listening more to the community within their game than Star Vault listens to their community. Star Vault only listens to a few people. I've noticed Kodo gets brought up on the streams a few times. I'm sorry, I'm not salty saying I'm not getting noticed. I don't give a fuck. I made the title about Get Me to Henrik because I want someone to fucking listen from the development team to understand that the direction your game is going is not healthy. It's not going to survive. What's going to happen in the future? I know there's people on the forums saying, oh man, Solar, you can't just say Henrik's going to give up on the game. He'll probably just take stuff out of his pocket to pay for the game. That's not how you're supposed to do development. You're supposed to be a successful developer by listening to your community, by watching for exploits, bugs, and making sure your game is fully fucking tested. What happened in 2010 when, games were fully tested out by quality assurance teams, and then when we got them on a disc, if they were buggy and shitty, well, that company just went fucking underwater. But instead we have this development team that just every fucking left turn, it's nothing but just bugs and more bugs. It's the product of the time, right? It's a product of society telling us that early access is going to be the next in thing. Start up on this game, help us grow, turn into something great. And you go, oh man, here's my fucking money. Ashes Creation, here's like $200 so I can test play it. Dual Universe, yes please. Here's my fucking money. Yeah, but instead... And we just keep pouring money into these games. Star Citizen, oh man, new ship. Let's continue building this game to be something great. But when is it going to be something great? When do we have the time to actually enjoy this game rather than being just some early access title that never comes out of early access? I'll give one example of something that I rode through with 7 Days to Die from its beginnings of just wireframe and some shitty zombies and crappy animations to what it is now, which is what I consider a great zombie survival game. That's a game that finally got out of EA, but instead early access is the flag that these people wave. For an MMO to be successful, you need a sturdy development team who knows exactly what they're doing. I can say it for an example of myself that I tried with a team to make an MMO before, and the netcode itself is one of the most horrifying fucking things that I've ever had to deal with. I hate it. I fucking hate netcode. It's so difficult for me. Getting two squares to appear on a screen together was difficult for me. Early access is nothing but a flag to wave to get money from people who are hopeful. We need a release of a game, a true release, not some beta with exploits abound. Petgate isn't just the only thing. Petgate isn't the only fucking thing that these people are doing. Who knows what's happening in the back end? Who knows what you can break? I broke shit the other night. I did. And I bet you I can recreate it after this next patch. We reported it. Multiple people reported it. Do the GMs even look at bug reports? Or do they just look at forum posts real quick, go, oh man, that guy's complaining about getting stuck in a fucking rock. And they go, okay, well, let's fix that rock problem. Meanwhile, there's 110,000 bug reports just piling up, slowly turning into this mountain, and they just never look at them. Inventory bug? Nah, fuck that. That's not that important. Let's add some necromancy.
Hey, Henrik, we should definitely fix a lot of the server-side issues and also client-side hacking. That should definitely be a problem.
Oh, did you just say add bounty hunting system? New flagging? Oh, sweet. You guys can now be every single color. It's great. All different name colors for everyone to remember. Oh, great. I can't wait till when bounty hunting's added that we literally can't bounty hunt. I bet you it's going to randomly generate some murderer and we're never going to be able to get to them. By the way, something in Star Wars Galaxies that you used to be able to do as a bounty, not as a bounty hunter, as a bounty, is hide in houses. Did they even think this through? Listen to me, guys. This is what's going to happen. 18th rolls in. Update drops. And then you go to look for a bounty. You go to the bounty board, you're like, fuck yeah, I got someone. I'm gonna make some gold. And you ride all the way out there and uh-oh, they're in their house. Now, here's another fun exploit. Want to get into someone's house? Well, you just go to one of the alt servers that are active, like alt 1 that's still active, and then you just go to the same location, like 10 feet ahead of you where they are inside the house, and then you just log in to the main server and get inside their house. Also, what's going to happen that, like, if someone has a bounty, right, and they go into a town, how are the guards going to discern this? I'm wondering if they even have the code proper for this, or if someone who has a bounty, immediately when the bounty's taken, then all of a sudden guards just start shooting them. Also, what's going to happen if you have a bounty and then someone else, like, kills them and takes their head? There's a lot of different things that you can do to break it. I mean, the house thing for me was just something I was making fun of because it's like, it's something you did in Star Wars Galaxies. You just hid in the fucking house all day if you had a bounty. You know, a lot of Jedi used to just plop down houses. They'd keep them on their data pad and they just throw down a fucking house and then just go into the house. Starbase kind of learned from its issues, and that was making its own test server. Are we just playing in a test server? This isn't release. I'm sorry, the title of this is probably going to be like fucking Petgate, but it's more just about developers. It's about the developers not listening. It's about the developers knowing about exploits and knowingly just ignoring it. What do you do? Well, you could choose to not play. I mean, a lot of people are doing that. Look at the population. I don't know, man. I'm still playing. But at this point, I'm tired. It's an early access game, a beta. It's not worth $15 a month. Right now in its current state, there's still speed hackers. There's still people exploiting. So what do you do? I'll leave that up to you guys to decide what to do. What I would suggest people doing is just speaking up. Become a voice to be heard. You have to. You have to approach this in a healthy manner. You have to. Yeah, sure, a lot of my videos are ranting and I'm complaining about stuff and bitching, and yeah, sure, that doesn't seem like it's healthy, but it is healthy to question stuff, and it is healthy to continue moving past the mindset of if you don't like it, leave. And what happens when the if you don't like it, leave crowd only has maybe about 100 people on the server, just like MO1? What happens then? Well, maybe Mortal Online 2 dies. Who knows? But you got to approach this with a healthy mindset to understand that you're questioning these things. You need the developers to hear your voice because you're a paying customer. You invested time in this. Anyways, guys, Solar Polar Bear here. I'm going to be doing some more videos later on talking about this garbage and stupid shenanigans, as well as following up on a few different things. If you guys ever want to ask me questions or just speak with me, go ahead, hit me up. But until then, stay humble, stay frosty. I'll see you then.